This is going to be just a shorty, I think. This is going to be about narcissists and bullies, what they have in common, why, and does it affect you? First of all, a narcissist and a bully are very similar. They may not be 100% similar, but they are close. Let's take a narcissist. He always has to be right. He can't be wrong. If you're his or her spouse, you get the blunt of it every time something's wrong. These are what narcissists do. If something goes wrong, even if it was that person's fault, the other person will get blamed. A person that has a bunch of friends and they buddy around together, when controversy comes, that person will throw his friends under the bus. There is no way he can be wrong. He is even right when he talks about, he or she is either right when they talk about Christianity, because he knows everything or she knows everything about Christianity and nobody else knows anything. You have to go with him to figure things out because he's the only one, he or she's the only one right in this world. Narcissists do this. The question becomes, why are they a narcissist? And you get experts, some people with common sense, but it's all about what they think in their mind. Why? Who knows really for sure? It could be a bad situation at home, trying to compensate for something when they grew up. It could just be something come natural to them and they decided to go down that path. And all these could be the case. Because a narcissist just can't be wrong. In his mind, and he or she really believes it, in their mind, they are always right and the other person is wrong. If you show this person something, a narcissist, show them something that is proven that the other person is, the narcissist is wrong, they will find out a way to prove it's not right because it's not what they said. And can you imagine living with somebody that's that way in life? And they really hate themselves too. A narcissist has to be way up on top for the reason something went wrong in his life, or just natural, either way, but he can't stand, he or she cannot stand who they are, so they have to do something different. And that difference is they're going to put people down. They will criticize people to make themselves look better. And I don't think half of them, or more than that, knows what the hell they're doing because they hate themselves. They ain't got a clue. Everything they do is positive and right in their mind. I've seen people, a guy, or several guys, it's just not one, sat there with their wife, and it was their wife, one I'm thinking of anyway, and criticized her how she ate, how she was setting, and the whole bit. And supposedly he does this to her all the time. And this person lives in the state that I live in, by the way, so don't assume I'm talking about somebody else here. Even though someone here knows a narcissist or two, but this has nothing to do with anybody on here. This is just what I have seen. And this certain person drags everybody down, and it's even worse with the people he's related to. he will drag them down more than anybody else. Because inside he hates himself. And in this case it is a he. I I don't see him a lot. I probably haven't even seen him in 4 or 5 years, this person, so but I remember him saying that. When you hear somebody say something like that, it don't leave your head. And it would have been one thing if he was joking and they were joking, the two of them together, but he meant every word of it. And I was told by a couple of friends this is the way this guy was all the time. And like I said, it's been years since I seen him. He was never my friend. He was never my buddy. I just knew him from being around the coffee shop. But a narcissist has got to be right all the time. They have to put people down in order to make themselves look better. If they can't put somebody down, they're in a world of hurt. They don't like people that are smarter than them either, because that makes them fight twice as hard to bring that person down. A bully is the same way. You know, as a kid, thank God I wasn't bullied as a kid, but I've seen people that were. The ignorance of people doing that to innocent people is shameful. But as a kid, if you're doing that, when you get older, you should be growing out of it. Once again, you hear things like a poor family, drugs involved in the family. This is why they give 100 excuses why a bully is a bully. They may be right, but they may not be at the same time. Every person is different. What brings them down to that road? A bully, once again, hates himself for whatever reason. In the past, he's decided to bring hate into being a bully. You can't be loving and positive and be a bully. That just won't work. So that doesn't occur. So the bully's got to go out and make himself known. As children, it's pushing around, making fun of them, stuff like that. A lot of the time, and sometimes they do, but a lot of the times it's not getting in a fight. It's either them trying to get them to fight or just belittling them and making fun of them. And they really don't care in their heart which way they go. As long as that other person starts the fight first, then the bully is justified in what he is doing. Forget why he was doing it, but oh, that person threw the first punch. I had to protect myself. And that is exactly what happens. When you get older, a bully is even worse. A bully will do everything in his power, like the narcissist, to take people down. A bully 100% has to have friends. Maybe low IQ friends or whatever, but friends that will follow them. Because once they have them friends, if something goes wrong, the bully will throw one of them under the bus, because once again, the bully can't be wrong. The bully has to be right. And here's some things about both of them. If you're involved in one of these two scenarios, some are, some aren't. But if you back down, especially from a bully, even a narcissist, but a bully, and stick your head in the sand and leave, it will not work. That bully will still come after you. Unless you stand up to that bully, you will live the life on the run because that bully despises you. And if you don't stick up for yourself, even though he will still despise you, he will go out and prey on another weak person. At some point, that person will leave you alone and go find a weaker person. Because bullies prey on the weak. I know and I've had them come on here and leave a note or whatever you want to call it on my chat and say something outrageous and think it's funny. That just shows you the stupidity of that person that does that, which means he more than likely is a bully and trying to find others to bully. Or in some cases, maybe they're trying to find a group of people that would back him too. And that's also possible. Because people that are bullies cares less about anybody but themselves. That means girlfriends, boyfriends, wife, companions, whatever. They are above you and they will take you down if they need to do so. And they 100% will. But these people are kind of low. I don't mean in IQ necessarily. Some of these probably got pretty damn high IQs. It's something they're missing something in their life. And when they see this bully that's a narcissist that sounds like a good snake oil salesman, they will jump on because they got low mentality to, not IQ, I guess that's wrong, but by low self-esteem of themselves. The bully and the narcissist can control them. And if they can't control them, they'll get one of their followers to try to control them in some way, fashion. And if that don't work, he's probably going to throw them both. He or she will throw them both under the bus. Bullies and narcissists are so much alike. Like I said, I think a bully, though, overall just wants to create harm. He can also be the narcissist, don't get me wrong, but a narcissist emphasizes everything on himself. A bully wants to go out and beat up people or mess with their minds to get what they want. But both are people that hate themselves and cannot stand themselves. Yes, there'll be bullies on here and they won't like what I'm saying, but guess what? I care less. Make fun of me all you want, go for it. Because you're not going to bully me. You're just not. But a bully has to have his way all the time. A narcissist is going to tell you what the way is because they know everything. A narcissist knows everything there is to know about everybody. Even if they haven't seen them or anything else, they will know everything because they're a narcissist. And in their mind, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them really believes the crap that's coming out of their mouth. A bully is trying to get even in life because he hates himself. Both can change, but chances are it's a very little percentage. You have to go forward in life even if this is happening to you or even if you see that. I see both around here. I've worked with a narcissist doing the door-to-door sales. Yes, I used to do door-to-door sales. But his narcissistic attitude was really, really bad. He was a good snake oil salesman. If you want to sell snake oil, he was the one to do it because he could sell it to about anybody. And he put ethics on the back burner to do what he does. He cared less. It was about the money. And not as much as a bully, because they still want the money and have the money, but they want to hurt too. A narcissist wants to fill his pockets or her pockets with as much money as they can while knocking everybody down. When you hate yourself so much in life that you have to do things like this, it makes you the pathetic one. It really does, because none of this is necessary. Whatever their problem is can be solved or fixed. It will never go away, but it can be solved and fixed. A bully, I think, and I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if most bullies don't go home and try to think of things and people they hate and go after them the next day. Because a bully, if you stand up to a bully, even a narcissist, and tell them what's for, they're going to come back at you twice as strong. But if you do not stand up to them and try to leave them alone and do nothing, they will follow you and criticize you and try to cut you down. Why? Because they hate themselves. They really do. They do not care for themselves one bit. It's a shame that this happens, but it does happen, and it does go forward in life. A bully is going make sure your life is miserable. Even if you stand up to him, but if you stand up to him, like I said earlier, he'll go find a weaker person. Because they don't, and a narcissist, they don't want conflict. They'll try to destroy you if you show conflict. But if you don't, they will try to destroy you anyway. Because they're not out for you. They're out because they hate, and whoever's around them, they will walk over. There's no doubt. They will walk over you. And that's just the way they are. I'd like to hear from some of the bullies, people that have been bullied, or people that have dealt with a narcissist. I'd love to know what you guys' stories are, because they are interesting to me. Because where I wasn't, I could say I know because I've been around people in my life that were bullied, but I've never been in you guys' shoes that have been. So I can say, and I honestly can say I can feel when I see these bullying attitudes out there and the narcissists picking on people. I can feel that, but I don't know how you feel by it, because it will affect you more than it will me. And I'm up for an education on, tell me how it affects your life, things that it done to your life, because you are a human being and you have to stand up for this sometimes. But go out there, stand up, fight for yourself, fight for what's going on, because you don't deserve to be bullied. You do not deserve to be around a narcissist. You can avoid them, but if they have conflict with you, they will go after you. And yes, both of them will do that, because once you have a conflict with them, they will never ever let it go. But if you fight back, they will find another person to go after. Because when they figure you are strong, they're going to have to find somebody weak. And a narcissist will like to use lawyers to sue all the time, regardless, because the narcissist is always right, you know. A bully don't care. He just wants to do harm. But when you get the combination of one person doing both, it's an interesting situation. Well, that's all I had to say. I just wanted to get on here and say this. Hope you have a great day, night, evening, and everything else. God bless all of you.